Hello book lovers and welcome to Book Talk Radio Club. My name is Claire Perkins and today I'm talking to award-winning author Christine Cazes about her fourth children's book, The Caribou King. Hope turns misfortune into a new beginning in this adventurous children's story. Two young deer explore a mountain only to discover a hidden opening covered by vines and bushes. Curiosity leads them deep into a hidden cave until they feel the earth shake. One of the young deer falls deeper and deeper below the cave's surface, crying for help, until he lands on frozen ground in the magical land of light. In this peaceful place, he discovers a powerful gift that transforms his world and changes the lives of his caribou family. Hi Christine, first of all welcome and thank you for coming back on Book Talk Radio Club to talk about The Caribou King.
I'm excited to be here, Claire.
Thank you. As I said in the introduction, this is your fourth children's book you've written about a pumpkin, a baby squirrel, swans and now caribou. Firstly, what are caribou? And secondly, why did you decide to write about them?
Well, caribou and reindeer are actually the same species. Yet caribou are taller and lankier than reindeer, likely because they evolved to make long migrations. And they are large hoofed animals, wild living and long migrating. Caribou are the only deer in which male and females both have antlers. Now, I chose the caribou for my fourth restoration book series because I was thinking about the holidays celebrated around Christmas. And I wanted to feature an animal that would represent strength, tolerance, empathy, beauty, mystique. I wanted to feature an animal that would be a gift. This animal would represent the gift bearing that we do during holidays. But this animal would be the gift of hope and transform the world with its special power or magical touch. So I immediately chose the caribou because of its large velvet covered antlers that grow up to 3 or 4 feet in length. And I imagined its magnificent antlers touching a tree and watching it bloom. That's a gift.
Certainly is, that's lovely. So here we have Ray and Doe, two young caribou who, despite several warnings, go out and explore a mountain and find a hidden opening. Curiosity leads them into a hidden cave until they feel the earth shake. What happens next?
Well, in this story, Ray and Doe demonstrate their friendship by innocently playing and exploring their wide and wonderful world. When they discover the hidden cave, their curiosity overshadows any words of advice. So they enter the cave and begin exploring until they feel the floor of the cave shake. It's an earthquake. The walls of the cave begin to crumble and they run to a small alcove cut deep into the mountainside. But the strength of the earthquake cracks open the cave's floor, forming a sinkhole. Ray and Doe are separated and Ray falls through the earth yelling for help. And he lands in the land of light where his journey really begins. In this peaceful and magical land, Ray discovers a powerful gift that transforms his world and changes the lives of his caribou family.
All 4 of your books contain a message for children. What is the message of the Caribou King?
Well, the message in this book embraces the idea of hope. It lets readers, both young and old, know that in troubled times we must be positive and hopeful. We need to hold on to the hope that tomorrow will be better.
That's a good message.
Yeah, especially today.
Exactly. So why the title The Caribou King?
Oh, I thought long and hard about the title. I came up with a few titles, but always returned to the Caribou King. To me, the word king represents power and wisdom, strength. And Ray became the caribou's king, a symbol of hope, when he returned from the land of light and revived the home where he was born. When Ray's hoofs stepped on the ground, grass and plants began to grow, and his antlers touched the trees. They blossomed again. The Ray became the caribou's hope for a better future. He was their chosen king.
I love that. Let's briefly go through your 3 other books. Starting off with Pumpkin, published in 2017, would you like to give Book Talk Radio Club's listeners a brief synopsis of the book?
Well, Pumpkin has become a favorite for many children, especially around Halloween. The story features a small pumpkin in the eastern orchard of West Orchard who desperately wants to grow big enough to be chosen for the Halloween harvest. All of his friends tell him about this wonderful Halloween event, so he really wants to be selected as the best pumpkin in the patch. With a little encouragement from his friends and the help of Mother Nature, he's selected to be the largest and best pumpkin in the patch. He is transformed into the most magnificent jack-o'-lantern and enjoys watching all the Halloween activities throughout the night. But the story continues after Halloween as Pumpkin learns the true meaning of friendship and the importance of his home. The story celebrates and explains the life cycle in a way that children can truly understand.
It's a story of friendship and encouragement, isn't it?
Yes. The friendship between Pumpkin and Wren is special. Hare and Sparrow also give him the encouragement to remain positive and trust nature so that he grows big and strong. But it's the wise Wren who depicts friendship in its highest form by giving Pumpkin back to nature so that he can experience life once again.
Oh, that's wonderful. Jem's Gift, a story about a little squirrel family living in the orchard of West Orchard. What happens with this squirrel family? Tell me more.
Well, Jem's Gift captures a young squirrel's first year of life as he admires and witnesses the beauty of all 4 seasons in the northern orchard of West Orchard. He is born during a spring hailstorm and marked with a 3-pointed star in his forehead. It's a sign. He's playful, affectionate, yet mischievous little squirrel who loves to hide his acorns so that no one else finds them. And it just happens that one of his acorns grows into a magnificent oak tree. This oak tree admires the little squirrel Jem and eventually rescues him during a terrible winter storm. Jem, the little squirrel, is surrounded by the love of his parents, an oak tree, and the star of West Orchard, who all lead him to discover the greatest gift in the world, love.
I love squirrels, and this book really appealed to me. What was the inspiration for writing about a squirrel family?
Well, first of all, I love watching the squirrels in my backyard. I love how they scamper from tree to tree. When I put out bird seed, I catch them sitting in the dish or hanging from their tail to nibble away at the seeds. So it was easy to develop Jem's personality and capture his everyday antics. Yet I wanted to emphasize the importance of love in this story. So I drew upon memories of summer vacations with my 7 cousins. I truly enjoyed the big family gatherings around home-cooked meals. I loved spreading the freshly made blueberry jam on my bread. So I added this little Thanksgiving scene to the story. And in addition, Jem's journey through the terrible winter storm was inspired by a true story told to me by my grandmother about one of her own children. So Jem's Gift captures a little slice of my own childhood memories.
Your 3rd book, published last summer, She Never Asked for Wings, is the story of a swan family. However, one of the cygnets isn't like the others, but she does have a wonderful gift. What makes her different, and what is her special gift?
Kale is a lovely baby cygnet who was born with a beautiful voice, but no wings. She was born when a star in the sky flickered on, flickered off, flickered bright, flickered dim. Pan, her mother, knew that this little swan was special. Yet, Pan was concerned that her brothers Log and Ty grew bigger and bigger every day, but Kale remained small. One day, Pan discovered that Kale had no wings. Yet, she had a gifted voice that made everyone smile. In fact, the community of swans loved her so much that they worked together to build her wings, but those wings didn't work. And in the end, she was destined to be their angel swan. When she disappeared behind the flickering stars on Beau's back, she returned with her own wings to fly freely as the angel swan.
There's such warmth in your writing, and to me your books are magical. They're all set in West Orchard, aren't they? Where is West Orchard, and why this particular place?
I guess you could say that West Orchard is that perfect place in the imagination. Or others might say that West Orchard is a little slice of heaven or paradise. It's it's a place where nature exhibits the best of times and the worst of times. Yet triumph conquers all with the determination of strong characters who live in West Orchard. They work together with a positive attitude, which makes West Orchard a wonderful place to live.
Definitely a little slice of heaven. I've just got this vision as you're talking in my head of all the Disney films, especially with Snow White, and she's singing in the forest and all the animals come up to her.
Yeah.
It's lovely. So what age groups are your books aimed at?
Well, all of my books make wonderful read-alouds for both the young and old to enjoy. Young children love to look at the beautiful illustrations while they listen to the story. By the time children reach 8 years of age, they can read the books by themselves and discuss points of interest. They make perfect gifts for children ages 3 to 12.
You work as a certified literacy specialist teaching children ages 5 to 10 reading and writing strategies. Do the children get to read your books, and if so, what's their reaction to them?
Well, in school, I'm often invited to read my books to various children in their classroom. Also, in my small group settings, we read the books together, and afterwards we discuss the characters and the underlying messages. Many children have purchased my books and asked me to sign them, which is always exciting. My books are also available in our school library, so children can access them at any time. Often, after reading or listening to one of my stories, they ask, "So, what's your next story?" They do inspire me to keep writing.
I bet they do. They've got a very talented teacher there.
Well, thank you.
If one is an avid reader in childhood, there's always one book that captures the imagination, isn't there? Which book and author was it for you, and did they inspire you to write your books?
As a child, I always loved fairy tales and folk tales and myths. I used to love to retell or reenact the Grimm fairy tales, whether it was Hansel and Gretel or Rapunzel, Snow White, Cinderella, or Little Red Riding Hood. I was sure to be mesmerized and ready to write my own tale of adventure.
Your stories are captivating and obviously capture children's imaginations. Each book is wonderfully illustrated. Do you illustrate the books yourself, or did you hire someone to do them for you? They really are beautiful.
Yeah, I work with CalPart Illustrations. They're located in India. And CalPart has illustrated all 4 of my books. Once I've completed a story, I decide the scenes that should be illustrated and write a detailed description for each scene. And KJ sketches them and sends them to me via email for my approval. And afterwards, she finalizes the sketches with color. And this is the process for each illustration.
You've won awards for your books and also received wonderful feedback for them, including a beautiful narrative quality that is similar to Hans Christian Andersen's classic tales, an inspiring story of hope, creativity and friendship, a great addition to a child's library collection, beautifully written with vivid illustrations. Wonderful, wonderful reviews. As an award-winning author, what advice would you give to someone aspiring to write children's books?
Well, if you're writing a children's book that requires illustrations, I first of all suggest that you find a good illustrator who truly brings your words to life. Other things to keep in mind for aspiring children's book writers would be honest, capture true feelings, select topics that interest you, and send good messages through your story.
All of which you do. What's next on the writing front, and what animal will you be writing about? Can you share with us?
Next. Okay. I have an idea in mind for my next book, but I haven't decided upon the animal. Yet, I'll give a little hint. The little house pictured in the final scene in Jem's Gift is about to take life.
Lastly, where can readers purchase Pumpkin, Jem's Gift, and She Never Asked for Wings, and of course the Caribou King?
Yes, all 4 books, Pumpkin, Jem's Gift, She Never Asked for Wings, and the Caribou King, can be purchased on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and other online retailers procured through the publisher. They are in paperback, hardcover, and Kindle formats for all 4 books.
Wonderful. All right, well, thank you, Christine. That was great. Please come back on Book Talk Radio Club. I'd love to chat with you and hear more. In the meantime, Good luck for the future, and thank you everyone for listening to Book Talk Radio Club. Thank you very much, Christine.
Great talking with you, Claire.
Thank you. Bye now.